Hello everyone, my name is ManOfStage and I'm here with
Seran Prince.
And together we are Bridge Boys Broadcasting. Welcome, and thank you for tuning in. This episode, we're going to be talking about our top 5 favorite game consoles, while we are also playing more golf with our friends. Even though we did that last time, we figured, we can at least try some different courses, and now that we know what we're doing, it'll probably be a little bit better. Or worse, who knows?
I guess technically it's golf with your friend.
Oh well, it's fine. Who needs multiple?
Top 5 consoles of all time. Can we overlap? Or if someone takes it, can we not choose that console?
That's a good question. I would say this is a personal opinion. There can be subjective facts to it in terms of overall opinion, global opinion of it, the quality of games, etc. But I think it's fair to be able to overlap. And I think also we should probably start from bottom up, would be my thought.
Okay. All right. Yeah, definitely. Oh.
Hey!
We've
got really good starts on that one.
Do you want to go first and give your number 5, or you want me to?
Well, do you have a clear idea of what your number 5 is? Or a vague idea of what number 5 is?
Probably. Dreamcast.
Ah, that's a good choice.
Number 5, I'm choosing Sega Dreamcast. So the reason for that is, I think I've mentioned before, and I don't want to give their names, but, one of the reasons I got into anime is the same reason I kind of got into video gaming with Sega and everything, is that I went over to a friend's house, and he had a Sega Dreamcast.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, at that time, unlike anything I'd ever seen before. I mean, the graphics compared to, PS1, 64, were amazing.
Yeah, because if I remember right, the Dreamcast came out at kind of a transitional period.
Yeah.
It was still during, the N64 and the PS1 were kind of the main consoles, but I think it was the one that came out between generations, kind of like how Nintendo does that now. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt, but just thinking about that.
No, you're right, because it came out like a year after GoldenEye.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And it looked amazing for its time. It was the first game that I can think of that caught up to arcades.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you had literally arcade quality graphics, but at home. The first thing I remember doing in terms of that, and then
that's how that works.
Ooh,
oh god,
there is collision. Didn't know that.
Oh, sorry. No, that works.
I'm
you flew into space and then came back.
Look.
Oh, I see. So you've kind of got to regulate how you do the jetpack. That's good to know.
So, a lot of its games were, for its time, amazing graphics. And I think it was way ahead of its time with just a significant amount of things it did. Firstly, the idea of having a memory card, which is its own separate thing, which has its own games, was way ahead of its time.
Mm-hmm.
Having an MMORPG, Phantasy Star Online, was way ahead of its time.
Oh, yeah.
Having Shenmue, which was basically, you think about the predecessor to basically Yakuza, in many ways. You think about all of that, all of what it did, and the fact that it had games like Soul Calibur, which to me, despite being released in 2000, is still one of the best 3D fighters ever made, in my opinion. Because 3D fighting is something that almost no one ever figured out how to do well.
That is true. I remember playing the original Soul Calibur, and it was so cool at the time, because before that, I had really only played games like Tekken, and it was so fundamentally different, but it was a lot of fun.
And it did it well. And it, 3D fighting is such a weird thing, because I feel like Soul Calibur mastered it. No one else did, and then everyone gave up and went back to 2.5D.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of weird. But other thing was their WWF Royal Rumble or WWE Royal Rumble. Um, it it had like 9 people on the screen at one time, which is something that I don't think we got until the PS5.
No, I think you're right.
Again, like
Whoa.
just so many things like that, which were, amazing.
What?
Uh,
Oh, there's wind.
uh,
That's what's happening.
yeah.
Okay.
So, there's just so many things that console did really well. We mentioned the Gundam game before.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes, it was. Okay, I looked it up when I was going back and editing the last episode. It was 0079
Yep.
side stories or something like that. Oh, no.
I don't know I'm going the right way at all. I think I am.
No, you are not going the right way. You're back at the beginning.
All right. Well, let's try that again. So, anyway, so many good games, so ahead of its time in many ways. Boy, I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna probably maybe
There you go. I think. Well, never mind.
nope. I'm gonna probably I might not finish this all, but yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, put some solid force behind it, but maybe not that.
Probably. Anyway, it was just so ahead of its time as a console. It unfortunately did not do well as a console. People didn't buy it. They waited for the PS2.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the games that were originally going to be on it or come out for it ended up skipping it.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say GTA 3 was originally meant to be on it, and then it became PlayStation exclusive. Amazing, there's a lot of games actually that were originally going to be on it, but it's
What?
just really interesting what kind of happened with it.
What? This hole is ridiculous. Oh.
But yeah, it's just such an interesting thing what happened with that console.
Yeah.
It didn't sell well, but I do think it is one of the most interesting.
Oh no.
And ahead of its time console. So it's got to make the list for me, and it's such a big part of my childhood. So much of why I got into games is because of that console.
No,
So,
I think that's valid.
yeah.
Nice. Okay. That's a good choice. I do love the Dreamcast, and I also have very fond memories. It was one of the consoles, that I never owned, but I did have a friend around that time in middle school that had one. Like you said, the Gundam game, there's this... I don't remember what the name of it was, but it was kind of like a toy soldiers game where everything was miniature and you could pilot different vehicles and stuff like that, but it was all small scale, kind of Toy Story-esque. Oh, everything is going wrong. Oh, there's an area down here. Everything is going Millhouse. But that was a lot of fun too. Well, mistakes were made.
Yeah, me too.
This-
But yeah, so that's number 5 on my list. It absolutely is.
Good choice.
I'd feel bad if I never put it on the list.
Oh, I get it. I get it. Oh, there's nothing good for me here. Everything is... Oh. I thought I was gonna clear that wall, and I did not clear that wall. Oh, that was a bad time.
I'm gonna get a 10.
Oh, yeah, no. You got better than me. I'm not entirely sure I'm gonna finish this hole. Wait, maybe?
You're gonna get 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Ah. Wow. I feel like
What is your number
keep
5?
getting the hard maps. I think my number 5 would have to be the Nintendo 64.
Oh, good choice.
The reason I would say the N64 is it was the first home console that I ever had. I got it for one of my birthdays. I don't remember which one. I just remember that I had it at a bowling alley because that was a very popular thing to do in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just so excited because I had only been able to play consoles at friends' houses up to this point. And I remember it was the one that came with Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer.
Oh.
And it had, I think, the expansion pack built into it and everything like that, which was good for certain games. I think there was one of the Donkey Kong games. I never owned it. There were just so many fantastic games for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure a lot of this is nostalgia, too, because, I was a kid. I remember I was playing games like Pod Racer, even though I was never really all that good at it, but at the time, the graphics looked pretty solid. It wasn't, the PlayStation 1. I think the PlayStation 1 definitely had better graphics.
Yeah.
But the style of the games and the type of games, because you're talking about the first Super Smash Brothers, you're talking about Pokemon Stadium, Hey You Pikachu, as agonizing as that game was to try and control, which it was. I have very fond memories of my mom, who's no longer with us. She tried playing the game and she was just yelling at Pikachu because he wasn't listening to her. And, it's just goofy stuff like that that makes a really fond memory. Oh gosh, okay, those bombs will throw you off the course. And I'm back at the beginning.
Yep, they absolutely do.
Well, that's fun to know. And it was also my
Gotta time
first... Yeah, really. It was also my first time owning any games that were not in English. And I remember... Okay, I'm in an okay spot. I am in an okay spot. Not great. I remember going over to a friend's house and playing the Dragon Ball... I think Dragon Ball Z? I don't remember. It had GT... Okay, well, I'm back at the beginning again. It had GT characters in it, so that might have... It basically what became Super Battle 22, I think. And,
yeah.
You had to have the Japanese language converter on the... No. Go for broke. Ooh. Okay. Had to have the converter on the system. Well, I owned a game like that, too. I had the Neon Genesis Evangelion game.
Oh.
And the only way that you could play it on an American N64 was you either had to get a converter for it, or
you had to cut the thing.
Yep, you had to cut off part of the game cartridge because the cartridges were bigger. Oh, please. Okay. Yeah, I just had so much fun playing that. I just remember it had a lot of great games, and I never even actually really played stuff like Super Mario 64 until I was older, or even Mario Kart. But the games that I did have, I just absolutely loved. I was always a huge fan of... That's a holy hand grenade, isn't it? Yep. The holy hand grenade of Antioch! But...
No!
That rabbit's dynamite.
Oh boy, this is gonna go really bad. Blasting off again!
Speaking of Pokemon... the Hallelujah chorus, oh my gosh, this is hilarious. Sorry, getting totally distracted, but for good reason. But yeah, I really loved so many of the games on that console, even though, objectively speaking, it was not the best console of the time, and the controller was weird as heck.
Well, oh yeah. As a controller, it's not actually great.
No.
It's really not. Like, if you ever try to go back and play, the graphics also, depending on the game, either really hold up or not.
Well, and I think part of the problem, too, is, well, there we go again. It's difficult now going back and playing a console, even like the Dreamcast and everything, because a lot of modern TVs don't have the ports. And CRT TVs, the way that the screen functioned, the picture ended up looking better on these old consoles versus if you try to play it on a modern high-definition console.
No.
I think the key with this is you need to stop trying to go for the actual hole on the first shot and try to...
I'm not. I got to the upper level and then I failed. Yeah. Okay, let me do a setup shot.
Okay, there we go. I'm in a better place. Yeah, this one, Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
What number are you on? And is it 9?
I'm on 4, but I'm about to have a close encounter with the holy hand grenade! of Antioch. Oh, wait a minute. I'm in an okay place. It set me up.
So yeah, no, sorry, not Dreamcast. But Dreamcast did actually also have the Episode 1 Pod Racer game. But
Oh, I didn't realize that.
I mean, N64 had so many great games for its era. Many people still consider like No Mercy to be the greatest wrestling game ever made.
Oh, yeah, that was a
Perfect
really
Dark,
good game.
for its time, was
Yes.
probably the greatest shooting game ever made at its time.
And I mean, then you had GoldenEye.
Perfect Dark was GoldenEye, but literally refined to as much of perfection as you were ever going to get.
That is true. I did not have Perfect Dark. I don't think my mom would have allowed me to have, because I think it was rated M.
Yeah, I'm 99.
I'm pretty sure that my mom wouldn't have let me buy that at the time. She was a little dubious about letting me get Super Smash Brothers. It was back in the day where you had to explain to your parents why you should have a game. And it's like, what is this game about? Oh, it's not too violent, is it? It's like, no. There's no blood or anything like that. Objectively speaking, it did a lot for gaming in general with the advent of, 3D games like Super Mario 64. On top of everything else, it was just, I have so many fond memories, and that's enough for it to be on my list. Well, that was not the right call. Moving on to number 4. What would you say your number 4 is?
Oh.
I know, it actually gets harder in the mid area, I think.
It is, and I don't want them all to be from, like, one generation.
I mean, they could.
Okay. So technically, okay. I'm going to go for a different one then, but it's a cheap way of getting in. How did you do that?
I don't know.
But it's a good...
What?
I'm going to choose a really controversial pick, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know if people would agree with this one.
All right.
Going for the Nintendo Wii.
Okay. Why would you say the Wii?
Okay, for several reasons. One, the effect that it had at its time really, I don't think has been duplicated since. Or even before. Like, really ever since maybe... I don't even know what, maybe Atari, maybe... Like, I cannot think of anything that brought in more people. It was a console that, everybody played. Everybody owned one. I mean, the reason I owned one, the reason I got one is because of my parents. It wasn't...
Really?
Like me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's why we had Wii Fit we never opened.
Oh my god. Oh, that's right.
Like most people, it's still in that house.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's still there. Both the Wii and the Wii Fit. But I mean, it... So, number one, it was one of the only games where I think everybody owned one and everybody played one. And it did the motion control thing, which then everybody tried to copy, but did a kind of worse job at. Like, the Wii wasn't great at it at first, but once it got going, it did a really good job of it.
That is true.
And another reason is because it had the backwards compatibility with GameCube. It is what introduced me to a lot of GameCube games, because I didn't own a GameCube.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
So, if you remember, I had a bunch of GameCube games because at the time, it was cheap to buy GameCube games.
That is true.
But they were new for me. So, Mario Double Dash, new for me. Having two different Mario Kart games on the same console that were both new for me was amazing.
And they were both great.
And they were. I never owned an original PlayStation, so Metal Gear Solid...
Oh, the sheeps blow up.
Twin Snakes was, for me, was my first go with the first Metal Gear Solid game, I mean.
Oh, okay.
Eternal Darkness.
Oh, Eternal Darkness.
Still one of my favorites I've ever played. So, in many ways, I'm including the Wii because it introduced me to a bunch of games from the previous generation. But
I think that's valid.
For me, it mattered because I never played any of these games before. So to me, this was all new. It was all different, and playing all of those games, then playing all the Wii games, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, fantastic game.
No.
All of the games that like obviously were
No.
Nintendo. So like you think about that for me was also that's what, because I didn't own a GameCube, Metroid games, where I got back into them.
The Prime
Smash
series.
Bros. Like, yeah, all of this was my first exposure to all of this stuff. And in terms of, you know, games made for Wii, I still think that Twilight Princess is underrated as a Zelda game.
Oh, Twilight Princess is an amazing game, and I will fight anyone who disagrees.
Underrated. Yeah. It never gets put in anybody's like top tier, and I don't know why. Really good.
Well, and I think too,
but
it had so many fantastic and it had, I mean, it also would have given you the opportunity to play Wind Waker, because that was on the GameCube, and the only other chance that we've had to play, and I think in particular those two games, would have been the Wii U, the subsequent generation, which I love the Wii U, but it just
me too
wasn't transformative enough, unfortunately.
I know. I have a lot of good memories of the Wii U. I've thought about if you know, obviously it's not going on the list, but
No.
I have so many good memories of that with my ex-wife and all of that, actually.
Oh, so, yeah, I get that.
But yeah, you know,
where am I going?
The Wii to me was a, you know, a new GameCube basically, plus all the Wii games, and I thought a lot of the Wii games were good. I thought they were fun. I, you know, still think the Silent Hill game there, the Silent Hill remake, was actually really enjoyable. I really liked that game.
I never played that one.
It was good. But yeah, like there were so many things about the Wii that I did enjoy, and of course all of the things that came to all of the consoles at the time that we all played together. You know, Guitar Hero, Rock Band, all of that era was the Wii for me. So
okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a way for me to include the GameCube, but more. So everything that was good about the GameCube, I had, and then everything good about the Wii, I had. So it was, yeah, it's definitely on my list because of that. And I think you can make an argument that no console ever since then has done what it did. Nothing else appealed to casual players and united everybody. Like, that everyone owned this console. Because... you know, if we were talking about PS3, which is a fantastic console in retrospect.
Yes, in retrospect.
But, you know, spoilers, not on my list. But
I ran out of
good console. But, you know, the PS5, or sorry, 3, only, like, hard gamers owned it.
That is pretty true.
It was not something that was...
for casual players.
Yeah, grandmothers didn't buy it, you know.
Yeah.
Over 40 parents didn't buy it, you know. It did something that other things didn't, you know. I have to respect that as part of like the gaming industry, because if we remember to our childhood, video games had a stigma.
Oh, they absolutely did.
For a long time. And I think someone who's younger wouldn't know it now.
Oh, man.
But no, at the time, there was a stigma on video games. That, you know, not for Call of Duty or Madden or, you know, maybe certain shooting games. But in general, yeah, there was definitely a stigma around gaming. And in many ways, I think the Wii broke that down. To where now everybody plays games. It's just a question of what you play or how serious you are.
I think that stigma came about in kind of a weird way, because I think a lot of people played games when they were in the arcades, and I think a lot of families had Ataris. But then when the Atari collapsed and the industry came close to dying in, I think, the late 80s.
83 was the video game crash. Yeah.
You're right. That was the early 80s.
Oh.
It, I know, that's wild to think about. It really had to reassess.
Yeah, because Nintendo, the NES was 85, and
That's right.
you know, people think of the Super Nintendo as a great console and great success. But if you look at numbers, it only sold like half of what the NES did. Like the NES, between the NES and the Wii, there is nothing as successful, basically, in terms of mass appeal.
I believe that.
So yeah, that's my controversial number 4, and people are going to be like, you listed no Wii games except like one. You just listed a bunch of GameCube games. You know what? It's my list.
I would say, though, the Metroid Prime collection came out on the Wii.
It did, and boy, is it amazing.
It is.
Except I don't own it anymore. I wish I did, because I could make bank on that game.
I know, right? I used to have a copy of that, too, in the metal case and everything. I really hope with how successful the remastered version of Metroid Prime was that they released 2 and 3 in a remastered form. That would be amazing. Plus, I think 4 is doing pretty well. I am very excited to play 4. Well, that did not...
So speaking of 4, what is your number 4?
I would say that my number 4, it might be the PS1. Interestingly enough, I never had a PS1. But PS1 is the console that gave me the most exposure to games, I would say. Because when I was pretty young, my next door neighbor and best friend at the time, where the hell am I going? Had a PlayStation 1, and I would go over there and I would play games with him all the time. That's really what made me want to get into gaming as a social activity, because, I mean, as an only child, I wasn't used to really playing co-op games or anything like that, even when that could have gone so much better. And I'm back at the beginning. A lot of the games that he had were racing games. Need for Speed was a popular one. Of course, there was Super Battle 22. I don't know what the Japanese name is, the Dragon Ball game, fighting game. We had played some of the Gundam fighting games at the time, which, I think last time we kind of touched on those. They weren't the best games, but hey, they were fighting games with Gundam. Tekken was one that we played a lot, Tekken 3. I think, funny enough, the PlayStation 1 I wouldn't call it the most revolutionary gaming console. I think it was the first one to use CDs, though. I think my list is mostly based off of nostalgia at this point, but it's not too surprising. PlayStation 1 was probably also the first console that I played games that I probably was too young to be playing. But it's fine. Like, if I remember correctly, I think... Was the original Duke Nukem on PlayStation 1? I feel like it was.
Probably. I'm going backwards.
Oh, no. Well, I think that's actually part of the... I'm losing momentum. I am losing momentum. Hold it. Hold. No. Oh, no. Oh.
That went
maybe.
bad.
Yep.
No idea. Anyway, was that your number what?
That was my number 4. Oh, I see the hole is beneath us.
My number 3 is going to be probably the first video game anything I ever owned.
Crap.
Kind of, you mentioned what got you into games. For me, I got an achievement, go out of bounds 50 times.
Oh, I had already gotten that achievement earlier this time.
I'm about to... Yep, that's, I think, my last stroke, and I'm done.
I am on the right place. I can see the hole. If I do not get it in, I am going to be a sad, wobbly bird. I am a sad, wobbly bird.
Okay, so this was a hand-me-down console.
Okay.
I inherited my cousin's Game Boy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it didn't have the back cover for the batteries, so you had
that's
to
funny.
Like, put some tape and paper to just hold them in. So that was a thing. But that's not the whole. All right.
Fighting the urge to say that is what she said.
So anyway, game I ever played did not get me into video games. It was the Home Alone 2 game, and I kept getting eaten by the vacuum cleaner, and then I gave up.
You mentioned that last time.
Yep. But the second and third games I ever played,
No.
I think I also inherited them. Kirby's Dream Land.
Ooh, that's a good one.
A great game, got me into games. And Kirby. And Pokemon Blue.
Yes.
And from that point, I've loved the Pokemon series and Kirby, and it did so much for... Like, without that, I would have never gotten into games. Basically, certainly. So, just on those games alone, and then I ended up getting I don't think I really got any other games for the Game Boy, because by that point, the Game Boy Advance was already out.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
And so I was late getting that one, and then DS and all that. But, like, yeah, just the fact that I had something I could play on long car trips, which, because my dad would travel for work, was a lot of my time.
That makes sense.
And, yeah, it was just amazing for me. It was, yeah, absolutely. Game Boy, number 3 on my list. The original Game Boy.
That's a great choice. Well, in full transparency, when I said first game console, actually, technically speaking, the Game Boy Pocket was my first game console, but I was thinking, like, not handheld console. And out of shots again. This is not my game. Because technically the first game I ever owned, period, was Link's Awakening.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
But the reason that I bought, the reason that I asked my mom to get me a Game Boy Pocket was Pokemon Blue. Because I remember the commercials, and I just wanted to play that game so bad. And I mean, I've been a Pokemon fan ever since. I'm still a Pokemon fan. I've played almost every single generation.
Yep. Oh, speaking of Game Boy. Game Boy, first time I ever bought something non-American.
Ah, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because I bought...
hello, friend.
Was it gold or silver?
Oh. Oh, no.
Because it hadn't come out in the
US yet? Ah, gotcha. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I got that from a certain game place that we both know that I'm not going to mention.
I miss that place so much.
They went out of business.
Yeah.
Yep, me too.
Yeah, it was, for a little bit of background, it was basically the only place that you could get games that were... I got bombed. Games that weren't available. Yes, imported games. That is the word I am looking for. But it wasn't just games. It was also anime. It was just a lot of Japanese and other culture things that really you couldn't find anywhere else, especially in the late 90s and early 2000s. And it was just this amazing little shop. They had some game consoles set up in the back, so after school you could go in and you could play. That's actually that's the place that I played Soul Calibur.
Oh, yeah.
Because they had a Dreamcast set up in the back. I'm about to... Yep. Well. Okay.
I think you'll still get it in, though.
We will see if I don't... No. Well, at least I didn't end up in one of the bombing run areas, so... Oh, no, come on, man.
Goodbye, everybody.
Okay, yes. All right, so yes, you definitely won that game. I bombed that one.
And that's why I changed my name to Short Game Seran. All right.
Candy
but yeah,
games.
So anyway, that's my number 3. What is your number 3?
All right, my number 3. My number 3. Well, before we get into it, do we want to start another game?
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, let's see what we get. If it's one we've already played, then museum.
Just a nice trip to the museum.
A nice trip to the museum. It's a lovely day
to see the museum.
Yes.
Lovely museum.
Nice.
Lovely time at the museum.
Hopefully things won't come to life.
It didn't go in the hole.
Oh, no.
All right.
Oh, is this one of those situations where the stairs are technically out of bounds?
No, I think that are in. It bounces you, I think, on them.
Oop.
But yeah, what's your... I think you're going to hold in one.
Hey! All right.
What's your... So what's your number 2?
Wait, number 2. I still have to have my number 3.
So what's your number 3?
The Pharaoh's Curse. Pass through them allows you to hit them. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, my number 3. And this one may also be kind of controversial. My number 3 would be the original Xbox.
Okay.
And the reason I say the original Xbox, it was an interesting console because objectively speaking, it was not the best console of its generation. Not even close. But what makes it number 3 on my list are A, the games, and B, the internet connectivity. Of course, the original Xbox had Halo, which was probably the first-person shooter that I really got into. And it started my trend of playing, okay, well, hey. That was a happy accident.
Wow. Worked perfect for you.
It was completely by accident. It will not happen again. But that was my first real foray. Okay, that was pretty good, actually. Into first-person shooters. And there was, what was the name? One of the other early games that I got for the original Xbox, I think Crimson Skies was the name of it. It was a flying game. Where you were kind of piloting, they weren't seaplanes, but the area that the game took place was very archipelago-like, so I really don't remember a whole lot about the game, but it was a pretty fun game overall. I think it was a little bit more arcadey. What really stands out for me is, yes, other game consoles had internet connectivity, because, we talked about the Dreamcast was technically able to, even though it was a little bit too ahead of its time. And it wasn't until really the PlayStation 2 also had internet connectivity, but you had to buy a separate part, if I remember correctly, to be able to connect to the internet. And I think in the US, there were only a handful of games that could actually play on the internet for the PlayStation 2. The Xbox had pretty good connectivity to the internet because you were able to play things like Halo online. Xbox Live was probably the best functioning online service of any video game service to that point. And that was the first time, because I kind of mentioned during when I was talking about the PlayStation 1, as an only child, I really, if I wasn't over at a friend's house, I wasn't doing couch co-op or anything like that. It wasn't an option. So it was the first time that I was really able to play with people that I did not know in person and I had never played with before. And yeah, it's a mixed bag because, of course, you're going to get really toxic people. You're going to get people that are trolls and all of that. That's as old as the internet itself. But it was really cool to be able to form up teams with these different people and do all of these different match types. And wow, this is a lot.
Use the Force.
Use the Pharaoh's Curse. Oh, I see. If you hit one of the things, it makes those little ramps solid.
Yeah.
Your timing was perfect to not get hit by them, but it was not perfect to hit one of those.
Yeah.
Funny enough, though, I don't think I actually had a whole lot of games for the original Xbox. I know I did have Halo, and I know I had that flying game.
Halo 2?
Oh, yeah, and Halo 2. That's right, because that was on the original Xbox.
It was one of, I think, the last games to come to it, but yeah.
And then I remember, I think I owned this. I remember playing one of the I think it was Dead or Alive 3, because...
Yep, that was on the Xbox.
Yeah, I think it was one of the demo games, because I remember back when you used to have the game consoles set up in stores, well, I made it solid, but I didn't have the momentum I needed to get over it. But I remember playing that a lot, and I actually did. I'm not good at fighting games, but I played a lot of them at the time, so I made sure to have that. And then, of course, there were some other more questionable ones, like Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball, if everybody remembers that gem, that we all played for totally wholesome reasons.
Yep, 100%.
Not to mention that also was the time where, even though I didn't own a lot of the games, I went to Blockbuster and I rented games, which dates me horribly. But I loved... There was something just so fun about going out on a Friday night and picking out either an Xbox or GameCube or PlayStation 2 game and getting ready to play that through the weekend or during the summers, going over, picking out a few games and knowing, oh man, how far can I get in this in the brief time without racking up those ridiculous rental fees. Which, not great in the grand scheme of things, but fun, and it also encouraged you to finish the games that you had. Because Lord knows, I've got a backlog of games that I've been intending to finish for ages, and I still haven't finished Red Dead Redemption 2. One of these days I will. Because oh no. Well, alright. But yeah, so. Original Xbox. Aw, man. Is my number 3.
So, my number 2 is really hard. Because I kind of have one that it objectively should be, and then I have one that it probably will be.
Okay.
Objectively, my number 2.
Okay, so avoid the squares in this one.
My number 2 is going to be
hey!
Yeah. Okay. Oops, you do avoid them this time.
Yes, you definitely avoid them this time. They get in your way.
Yeah. My number 2 then is the one that it probably should be. And that is, it's going to be the PlayStation 2.
Okay.
This objectively should be number 1, and I know that. But for me, it's not.
Really? Okay, that kind of surprises me.
It objectively should be. Like, I'm not gonna. If anyone was like, "Hey, it is," even based on all the reasons that I give. Yeah, you're right. But
I thought these were going to bounce.
For me, okay, what makes the PS2? Well, bunch of amazing games.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Obviously the 3 Grand Theft Auto games, which I still like the best, or at least Vice City and San Andreas.
Oh, San Andreas was so much fun.
100%. So you have that. You have, at the time, had the best footballing games. It had everything. It had everything on that console. It had the Final Fantasy X. It had...
Oh, I loved Final Fantasy X.
I mean, Guitar Hero 2 and maybe even 3. But, the first one I played was 2.
It had the Kingdom Hearts
games. Even though
games.
I didn't own it. It had the Kingdom Hearts games. It had so many games, and they kept releasing games for it. They just kept doing it.
Well.
Because... I guess... Why not?
Oh, man.
It sold amazingly well.
It did.
And
oh, no.
It is still, for me, the console that I may have owned the longest in terms of, like, using it.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh.
So,
oh.
That was bad.
Oh, no.
What? So... Because I technically still own the PS2.
Oh, really? I actually do not own mine.
I mean, I don't think it works, and it's in a closet. But technically, still own it.
You would be surprised because mine still worked when I sold it. I think last year.
That game console, I think I bought at least some games for it for, I mean, 10 years probably, at least a little bit. Even though I eventually moved to a different console, and you know, there were some things that, you know, but yeah, I think I bought things for that for a long time.
Oh, I get it.
But there is a reason why, even though objectively it should be, and we have a friend who I think played it for 10, 15 years. And I know people who owned it for 15 years, basically buying all of the new games that came out, and they didn't have a need for another, you know,
Oh, no. Yes. No.
Another console, which is amazing. For me, there is a reason it's number 2, and that reason is it was not the console that I really played at the height of my gaming.
Okay. That's fair.
And so it's not number 1. Anyway, what's your number 2?
You put up some really good points for the PlayStation 2 being at number 2, actually.
I mean, it kind of objectively should be number 1 because I don't know that many consoles which had games made for it until like 2017 or something stupid, 2014, I want to say.
Yeah.
So it had 13 years of a lifespan, but yeah.
That is fair.
Except, weirdly enough, what was it, the Master System in Brazil?
Oh, yeah, I forgot that was a thing. I think my number 2, I think it would be the Xbox 360.
All right.
I know, it's weird that I'm going Xbox 360. The reason that I would say the Xbox 360 is it was probably the console that I had the second highest number of games on growing up. And it also had a lot of amazing games. It had, we're talking about now you're getting into Gears of War. You're talking about the additional Halo sequels, streamlined online gameplay at that point because they had taken what worked for Xbox Live on the original Xbox and they improved it. And it was stable and it was strong. It was a pretty fast loading system. It was a pretty looking system at the time. The graphics were good. The controller felt nice. With the triggers on the back, I still love the way that the 360 controller, and by extension, the Xbox One controller feels. And if I'm playing a game on the PC with a controller, that's the controller I'm using. Oh, I see. If you hit it at the right angle, it reflects and bounces off of things. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen, but I'm going to try. I failed. Miserably.
It did reflect and bounce off of things.
Yes, my theory was correct, but the execution was poor. I'm just gonna go.
By the way, the sand does exactly what you think it does. You need to hit it harder.
That's what I figured. Okay, that's okay. This is a good setup.
Pretty good setup.
Aw, man. Dang it.
Are you serious?
There were so many games, and that is a system that I owned for a very long time and reluctantly gave up. It's actually the only system that not the only system that I bought more than one iteration of, but I had an original Xbox 360, or I think I had gotten one of the Halo editions or something like that, and then I think when Halo 3 or 4, maybe 4 came out, because they had re-released the 360 in a more streamlined model. It's the only one that I actually purchased the more streamlined model, which I would never do again because it's just not worth it. I had my chunky PS4 for a long time.
So 360 makes sense.
Yeah, and I think it's also one of the ones that I had the most fun playing co-op because I know we played a ton of stuff on the 360. Like, I would come over to your house and we'd be playing it. We played co-op Halo, Gears of War. We would be up into the wee hours of the morning.
It's a good pick. Question that we said that we could have the same console on a list, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay, so my number 1 pick, obviously, because I kind of led with it. Let me look up the year real quick.
That was a decent setup shot. I'm still not doing well with this, but hey, I got in the hole. And in the end, that's really what counts. Oh, you're beating me now. I started off really strong, and then
All right, you had the 360 at number 2. I'm really interested in what you're going to put at number 1. My number 1 is the 360. Has to be.
No, I think that's fair. I think that is fair.
There's reasons for this. There's the reasons it's number 1 and not number, 2 or 3 or anything else. I'm on a boat ride.
He's on a boat.
No. I don't want to be on the boat anymore. Let me off the boat. No, please.
It might just take you over to the thing where it's going to jettison you up into... Oh, no. Okay. I mean, you're not in a terrible position. Yeah, that jump was, well,
I'm back on a boat. No.
Nautical themed Pashmina Afghan.
We represent the lollipop.
And we're back.
All right, 360. And there's reasons for that. I think I got a 360 in 2007-ish.
Sounds right.
And okay, there's reasons for it. Number one, I was in high school at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first console that I bought with, like, my own money.
Oh, okay. Fair.
Because at the time, there were two things happening. Number one, we were working very part-time.
Yeah.
The same job.
Yes,
if
we
you
were.
Remember what it was.
Yes, I do remember.
I'm not going to mention what it is, obviously, but yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, I had money from that, and then I had money from other perfectly legal activities. And
that's not questionable at all.
Look, and I feel like I just went over. Okay, I'm gonna go back in this circle again. So anyway, I had the money. It was the first console I ever bought myself.
Okay.
And so it meant a lot for me on that level, but it also meant a lot for me in just the, like, how it played a role in me just gaming, because probably the most... How do you do this? Oh, you got to go up the ramp?
Yeah, you got to go up the ramp. It helps if you've got that ramp behind there, but it's not 100% necessary. Just don't overshoot it. Nope, that was good.
All right. So anyway, I probably got it in 2006, 2007 when I was in high school. Mm-hmm. So I had, because I wasn't a very good high school student, I actually had a lot of time to game. And you and I would hang out and we would play Halo 3, Halo ODST, Halo,
ODST,
Reach, and we would play. So you have to go all the way around, I think.
Oh, okay. I got really confused.
And then we would also play Gears, because that was the Gears console. It's where I get my name from.
Yep.
Wait. And anyway, such a big part of, my everything was that console.
Nope, that's definitely not right.
The amount of games I played for it. Actually, probably not that many, actually. But basically, they were all the games that I spent a lot of hours on. That's also the one that I took to university.
Oh, okay.
And so that's one that I have a lot of university memories of also. Of, okay, this was the one. It's the console, talking about buying a same version of a console. In 2011, I bought, so I was in university, I bought the Gears, the red and black 360.
Oh, yeah.
And because probably some of my best memories of my life were playing Halo 3 or ODST or Gears 3 for the 360 by having two TVs and two 360s and hooking them all up together.
Oh, yeah.
And doing 4-person co-op and
this one.
For I didn't do that, all right. But for
dang it, neither did I.
Wait.
Okay, that collision
almost worked for me.
You collided with me.
But yeah, anyway, it was one of those things that just happened to work out perfectly with the time in my life that I had the most time to game.
Yeah.
Which was high school and then university. And so it was the console that I owned at the time in those like late high school and university years. And so by the time I got another system. I was actually, I think, out of university by then. I think I didn't get a new console until I got married.
Oh, wow.
In 2014.
I did not realize that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because the next console I got was I don't know.
Oh, you were
It was
right
either
there.
the Wii U or the Xbox One because I owned both of them, but one of them was a collective purchase.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
I think Wii U was the collective purchase. But yeah. Anyway, I get my name from it. Some of our best memories are from it. Just for me, I played it probably the most because I had the most time to game, as opposed to
Life.
now where I don't have the time, but in
I feel
university and high school, and I had the absolute time to game, just a decent amount, and so it worked out very well for me.
Yeah.
That would be it. It's the number one for me.
No, that's good.
The entire Halo franchise, the Gears franchise, that's the console for it. It got basically everything the PS3 ever got, with a handful of exceptions. But for me, I always preferred the 360 exclusives. And talking about exclusives for
Oh, you've got to go up the pyramid. Oh my gosh.
Talking
Okay.
about the 360 stuff. I don't know, it was always my console. I also think it created the best controller.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So yeah, it's just for me it was the best. I have the most memories on it, and I feel like the Xbox One I enjoyed, never lived up to the same thing though.
No, it wasn't quite the same.
Yeah.
It had some great games, but it didn't reach the same kind of heights that the Xbox 360 set up.
No, and honestly, most of the series that I've named that I fell in love with, they hit their peak then.
Yeah, that is true.
Gears, I don't think ever.
Oh no, dang it!
Did as well as it did in Gears 3.
No.
To me, that is the best Gears, and it had some of the best DLC ever released, with an entire campaign that was really good and fun.
Dang it!
So yeah, you have that. Halo. I mean, definitely.
Oh,
I feel like
for
that's
sure.
a very, very obvious one where it didn't. It did not do.
No, crap. Yep.
Halo 4, nothing compared to 3 or even ODST or Reach. I mean, that series is not the same.
No, it really isn't.
So
I agree with you.
But yeah, 360 my number one, to cut it really short. But yeah.
No, that's a good answer. Well, and also I realized I missed a very critical title when I was talking about the 360, that I don't know how I missed it, because it is still to this day one of my favorite I did not finish this one of my favorite series, Mass Effect. I love Mass Effect. I have been a huge fan of Mass Effect
absolutely.
for ages. Next to probably Skyrim, because I've fallen prey to that trap. It's the game that I've purchased the most, because, I mean, I've purchased the original, I've purchased the second one, the third one, I bought the Legendary Edition, or the Legacy, whatever the remastered version is for the Xbox One, and then I turned around and I bought it on the PC when it was on sale. I got a magical wizard hat. That's kind of creepy. And I just love that series.
One thing related to, I forgot on the Wii. Budokai Tenkaichi 2 and 3. At the time, easily, and to a degree, kind of still, best Dragon Ball Z game.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, those were great.
So yeah, my number one's 360. What's your number one? Because I kind of thought yours would end up being the 360. So what's yours?
Back in the Forest for my number one, even though we've already done this before, but that's okay. My number one, pretty predictably, the PlayStation 2. Like I had said before, and it's a pretty easy number one for me. It was the console that I had by far the most games for. I loved so many parts of the PlayStation 2. It was the console that I had the most variety of games, and I was trying different genres that I had never tried before, because a lot of the games, as I kind of talked about when I was playing the PlayStation 1 or going over to friends' houses, there were a certain subset of games. Like, I had a friend that had a ton of racing games for the PlayStation 1 or fighting games, but they didn't really have RPGs or anything like that. Or even, I had a friend that also had a Genesis, so he had the Sonic games. I really didn't get exposed to RPGs, which is probably one of my favorite genres in this day and age. That was a chance for me to try out a bunch of games like the Grand Theft Auto series. That's when I was introduced to it with San Andreas. That was the first one that I really played through. But I mean, I had fighting games for that. I had shooting games for that. I played through the Dot Hack series. Well, I had the Dot Hack series, which I really loved that series, but I was determined to finish the first game before I played any of the other games, and I could not get past Scathe. And I tried so many times. For years I tried to get past him and never could. And that was kind of frustrating, but yeah, I mean, it was, dang it. It was just a fun console. Even though I did not get a lot of good opportunities to play co-op games with that console, I would say that some of my most fond memories of just playing games by myself as an only child were with that console. And I think it too was one of the most successful consoles to this date. I still think it was one of the top selling consoles of all time.
Yes.
It may not be on the list anymore because I think gaming's become more of a common hobby, which I think is fantastic. Well, okay, that worked out nicely for both of us. I love that system. I have fond memories of that system. It was the system that I held on to for the longest before selling it, except I do, full transparency, still have my N64. I think it's actually sitting in the room with me, but all of the games are in my aunt's attic and have probably been horribly ruined by the conditions in said attic. So if they are nice, at all salvageable, I will be surprised. RIP all of my N64 games. But what can you do?
PS2 is a good pick. Like I said, it realistically should be my number one. I recognize that.
I think...
But for, just my own era of, when I played the most games, it was from about 2008 until
oh my God.
probably 2008 or 2007 until about 2017 was when I played the most games. That 10-year period. And for the majority of it, I had the 360. Bought it in probably 2007. Probably got rid of it in about 2014. So for 7 of those 10 years I was gaming, that was it. Then I had the Xbox One and the Wii U for 3 or 4 years, and that was the biggest peak of my gaming.
That makes sense. I mean, from a playtime point of view, the 360 may have been my most played console, but I mean, the PS2 had such a long lifespan, and admittedly, I rarely go back and play older systems. I do love back compatibility, and I think that's fantastic.
Yes, me too.
And I remember that dark period of time where back compatibility was in question.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad that that didn't happen. But of course now, funny enough, I find myself gaming on the PC probably more than anything else. And my Switch. I do play my Switch a lot.
It's on my pet peeve list.
I understand it. Because of your situation, I think it's not as beneficial of a system, but it works out nicely for me because it's nice to be able to just sit on the couch and play it. I don't have to be tethered to a television.
Makes sense.
And I can set it down if my cats are begging me to eat for the umpteenth time. Well, this is an awkward spot to be, but that is okay. I screwed up.
I get why you would have it. Yeah, PS2 number one. Honorable mentions for me would actually, it's not in my top 5, but Wii U would have to be in my honorable mentions, honestly. I think, did it do well? No.
Oh, dang, you got a hole-in-one on that?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Is it objectively in the top 5? No, which is why it's not.
Shoot, I forgot about that.
But there's so many games that I played and had for the Wii U. I mean, even the game that it came with, we played a lot with our friends, and then I enjoyed the Smash Brothers. I enjoyed the Mario Kart for it, obviously, because it ended up being the same Mario Kart we still got for the Switch.
Yeah.
It had was it just a lot of fun things that I played that ended up being, I don't know, really kind of solid games. And I think it does get underrated a bit. I mean, even just games that I put a lot of times with family members in, the what is it, Hyrule Warriors.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, probably Mario Kart I played a stupid amount with my friends also.
Mario Kart's so much fun.
Yeah, like Wii U, I played that a lot. There were so many things for that were enjoyable, fun games, and then
it was a great party system.
The death knell, like the very last game that came out for it. So it would been the last game that probably I would have ever played for it. Would be Breath of the Wild.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't play Breath of the Wild until the Switch.
Yeah, but if you're counting Breath of the Wild, it's amazing. So, that technically came out on the Wii U.
It did. You're right.
It
was a cross-generational release.
Exactly. So, there's so many good games. Yeah, there's so many good games that were on that. So I feel like it is a weirdly underrated game. So do you have another kind of honorable mention to throw out there?
I would say my honorable mention would probably be the Wii, because that was just a lot of fun as a system. It had a ton of great games, a lot of really good party games. Yep. Sir, the audacity of you knocking into my ball. How dare.
I don't have insurance, so I don't know what to do about this.
Oh, now you tell me. Yeah, I loved the game selection for the Wii. I really loved the Zelda games, especially Twilight Princess. Skyward Sword, I liked Skyward Sword. It was finicky as hell. And I stopped playing it at that section where you lose your weapons, the prison section.
Weapons.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because that drove me absolutely bonkers. But I would like to try playing it again. I know there's a version on the Switch. I have no idea how it plays, but I would be curious to try it.
I do feel like that's the controls are what kind of hurt that.
Yeah.
But
well, and you had to have the little, what was it? The thing that made it.
The thingy.
Yeah, the dingle hopper.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea what it was called. The Wii Motion Plus, that's what it was. Suddenly my brain brained. And then, I mean, the Smash Brothers game for that was really fantastic. Or Mario Kart games were really great with that. And I just remember us having a lot of fun with that console. So, yeah, I would say that is my honorable mention console. I feel like that's a solid pick.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
Hi-ya!
It was a very good console for parties and for having fun with friends. A lot of stuff that means a lot to me because I'm there were certain consoles I did a lot of solo gaming on, but for me gaming's always been a social thing.
Oh, I get that.
And so it's just what's the console that I'm gonna play with my friends means a lot. Yeah.
I can understand the value of that because I appreciate that online gaming has opened up the ability to play with new people and to explore different game types that wouldn't necessarily be accessible for people who are just playing on their own. But I do think that it's still really important to have single-player game experiences for the industry as a general, and just for the quality of games, because I still think, as much as I love playing games as a social activity, single-player games are my go-to. Overwhelmingly, I really enjoy being able to immerse myself in the world of a single-player game, like a Mass Effect, or like an Elder Scrolls or a Fallout. I know there were a lot of really good games, really successful at the Gaming Awards this time, that I would really love to explore. I would really love to play Dispatch, because I think that would be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, I did this hole really well last time, and that's not happening this time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you want to do, I'll be honest.
I mean, it worked. I had it last time. Well.
So let's each name one more.
One more honorable mention, or console?
Yeah. Sure, we're still here. I'm going to put, and this is something I've never owned.
Okay.
So this is strictly in the historical category. NES.
Okay.
We were talking earlier about how everything happened with the Atari. NES never happens. We don't get any of these others. Like,
that is true.
Stores literally refused to sell video game, consoles.
Yeah.
They were like, this is... It was a fad, and it was over. It failed. That's it. And
oh man,
that was how they thought at the time. It's how they thought.
Yeah.
And if the NES hadn't come and opened the door for video game consoles to be, really a thing again, we don't get any of the consoles that we named.
Yeah, you're right. That is true.
For that reason, yeah, it's like an honorable mention from a historical category. I've obviously played games that were on it.
Yeah.
Everybody has, but I never owned one. I never played one. It's
Same.
way before my time.
Yeah.
But without it, we don't get anything else. So that's why it's on my little honorable mention list.
That's valid. Wow. That was weird.
Not again.
On my screen, yeah. That's him in the corner. That's him in the... Whoa, that was close. Uh-oh. I think he might be in the danger zone. Okay.
Hit. Yeah. I was like, I don't care where it goes as long as I hit it in this thing. But yeah. So that's obviously, there. That's my full list. That's ManOfStage's full list also.
Yeah.
If you agree, if you disagree, there's probably good room too, because a lot of this is nostalgia or the time that you had in your life to play video games.
Well, these are all subjective opinions. I mean, we had some objective facts in there for sure, but overall, it was based off of our personal experiences and shared experiences.
Yeah, and I mean, I think you go to different countries, they would probably have a different call. I live in a country where the PS3 is still sold.
Yeah, I mean, that's valid. You could probably find them here.
So I'm sure people here, I know people who had a PS2 and then at some point in 17 or 18 or 20 or even this year, they bought a PS3. And, if you're of that, then those are going to be your consoles. But,
yeah,
I'm happy with my list.
I think it's a solid list. But yeah, let us know in the comments what your favorite systems are. Share some of your stories. We'd love to hear them. All right, well, I think that's about it for this episode. Hopefully you all enjoyed listening, and we hope to catch you next time. For now, we are the Bridge Boys, signing off.